Anibicho, grab no we. Oh, oopty.
Hello and welcome back to Gamers Grove and episode 5 of the Store World Legacy Challenge. A couple of disclaimers. My cat is eating right now, so if you hear something in the background, that's him. And I ran out of disk space in the making of this video, and to free up space, I deleted a bunch of things, including my commentary that I had recorded while playing this episode. So that is lost. I do not have a backup of it or anything, so I actually just have to comment after the video is edited instead. I hope that will be fine with you. I'm very sorry. And I'm very frustrated, but you know, it happens. I just have to make the best out of the situation. So, anyways, with that said, please remember that you are wonderfully made. Leave your worries outside, step into the grove, and let's get to gaming. So Theo went back to the start. I'm just reacting to George trying to tip the cow here. I'm wondering why. Why are you tipping the cow? Oh, and yes, he wanted to play hopscotch with Don Lothario, which is extremely interesting considering the current situation. So Theo, after going back to the caravan and basically physically going back to where it all started, she remembered how blessed she is and how she got the life that she dreamed of and more. And she put everything at risk, basically threw it all away because of a very stressful time in her marriage where she felt neglected and her self-esteem got really, really low. So when Don Lothario came, you know, slithering in like the snake that he is, she unfortunately fell for it. And as you can see, this household is a mess. Nobody's at work, nobody's at school. Theo's waist is clipping into her stomach. It's chaos right now. But anyways, I'm gonna have her go to the church because being back at the caravan really reminded her of who she is. And it's not this person who cheats on her husband and just neglects her kids. She got a little lost there for a moment, but she is now returning and she's going to take responsibility for her actions. So otherwise her marriage will be continued on a lie. And so even though there may be severe consequences for this, taking responsibility for your actions is always the right thing. And to ask for forgiveness, which is what she's gonna do. it's nice for her to remember that forgiveness is always readily available for those who regret. So she's gotten right, and she is gonna return home. She's mustered up the courage now, and she's gonna wait for George to get home from work. Also, I just want to say that the recordings turned out to be really gray in this episode. Again, it looks good on the screen because I'm playing on my TV, and then when I see the recordings later, there is a slight change in colors. So I'm still trying to find the perfect balance in my reshade. I'm hoping that next recording, I will have figured it out. Hopefully, I just have to add a little bit more yellow, I think, to this, a little bit more yellow tint. So I had to rock a little bit just to get up her energy because it was not super good. And here I'm just having her take care of her animals a little bit because it's been a little while. She has her lifetime wish to fulfill still. She has to sell produce for 25,000, so we were gonna be on the grind, but you know, life happened, which it does. Oh, and yes, I accepted this, and I think I made a comment like, make better choices than your mom. Which is, it's rude, but... Oh, and Rosemary, our cow, she is very stubborn when it comes to accepting the food that I try to feed her. I try to feed her vegetables so that I can get soy milk out of her, because that one is the most valuable one. And mostly she's very stubborn about it. She's not interested in vegetables, not chocolate either, I think. So what I have to do is I actually have to bribe her with Tic Tac Hoof. Or is it a bribe? If I lose, she still doesn't accept the food, but if I win, she accepts the food, I think. I think that's how it works. This is quite the ambient moment though, just Theo standing in the rain, playing tic-tac-hoof with her cow. It's pretty farm life aesthetic. Spoiler alert, she doesn't win. We tried. And I was gonna try and feed her again, but then rooting issues, and so I was pretty annoyed with Rosemary at this point. And then I see Sunny in the potato field for some reason. I honestly didn't even notice that she was home, but obviously she is because there's no daycare, so she was with the babysitter, but I didn't see her when I got home, so yeah, suddenly she just sat in the potato field. So I had to carry her inside, obviously. And if you see in the portraits, it's the needs in this family are very low. And Theo is gonna try and feed Sunny, but yet again, what is the deal with Sims always wanting to sit everywhere except at the kitchen table? It's like a virus. And then she sits down and she doesn't feed her after all because of something. So the child will starve. You can still see the balloons and the cake even from the birthday party. No, the cake is, oh, maybe the babysitter actually put away the leftovers. Oh, and yet again, the toilet got clogged and everything is so dirty in this house that I can almost smell it, you know? It's a terrible situation. And luckily, Theo decided for herself that she was going to feed Sunny on the floor, so Sunny won't be starving after all. Oh, yes. And then I suddenly hear the toilet flushing upstairs, and I'm like, is there someone else here? And Georgina is just casually standing in the upstairs bathroom when she's supposed to be at school. So I decided that I should scold her for skipping school, but then I felt really bad. I clicked mean by a mistake, by the way. I wasn't going to be mean to her. But I decided to approach this in a more loving way because, I mean, if everything in this family had been good and normal and, you know, whatever, I could have punished her for not going to school. But considering the current state of this family, I think it's fair that it might affect the kids as well. So in her anxiousness, she didn't want to go to school. I believe this is actually her first day at school as well. So, yeah, and she had to go without her parents. I mean, she has her twin, but it was just not safe enough. That is my conclusion for why Georgina did not go to school today. Oh, and George finished work. And when I saw that in my gameplay, I actually felt a jolt in my stomach. Because I'm like, okay, this is when it's happening. There's gonna be consequences, I assume, for this. And everybody was having rooting issues at this point. Sunny, of course, just sat in front of the fridge. And I tried to have Georgina eat, and I can't remember if she actually did. Yeah, she did. And then Theo is just standing in the corner clapping. And I'm thinking, not to, like, be a killjoy or anything, but you're gonna have to go through some pretty serious stuff in a minute. So here's George back home from work. He's very stinky. His needs are super low. So I decided to open up with some careful things like ask about day, and also I just wanted her to announce her pregnancy, even though, you know, he can probably tell at this point, but we're just gonna pretend, since the pregnancy progression is a little bit quicker in The Sims than in real life. I'm just gonna have her do that first and then confess to cheating so that he is fully up to speed about what has been going on lately. Here she's just asking about his day. And then, yeah, I have Vector activated here, so everybody's just sick and it's interfering with everything, which is really frustrating. She's announcing her pregnancy and he is gonna be very excited. Like, we're gonna have our fourth child. This is why I've been acting so weird. I get it now. And she unfortunately has to be like, yeah, no, because there's another reason. I cheated.
Yum.
And George is pissed. So he is leaving. He's moving out. He's taking the kids and he's going. because he is just completely heartbroken at this point, and he can't be around Theo, and he's taking the kids on the basis of her behavior the last days. Herself and the kids were in PJs when he got home from work, and she was asleep in the kids' room, and he has some good points, and of course he's furious right now, and she is completely heartbroken. So at this point she is about to faint from lack of energy, and she's also super hungry, but I just decided to have her sleep a little bit first just to try and get her energy up a little bit. As you can see, she's completely heartbroken, and she has a lot of bad, I mean, her mood is probably less than 0 at this point. Yeah. So the plan was to get her energy up, but then her phone suddenly rang. And yes, also this happy tune being played in this dreadful moment of grief and heartbreak was not really appropriate. But yeah, the phone rang, and I was hoping that it might be George, that he might want to actually talk. Because then, if he wants to talk, I don't know why it says that his favorite food is cheesesteak. I don't know what they've been talking about, but that is not relevant. And so I'm super excited. And here Theo is just doing everything, every animation before she actually answers the phone. And then I answer, and it's Nadine, our bestie, our best friend. She wants to hang out, and honestly, the timing could not have been more perfect. We need all the emotional support that we can get at this point. So we're gonna accept, and we're gonna have Nadine come over. And while we wait, I wanted to actually have Theo nap on the couch, but I clicked the wrong button. But I fixed it later, so. So our lovely Russian friend Nadine Ivanov has arrived, and I was actually very excited for this because when everybody left, it was so quiet. I was like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get through this? And then, Nadine, being the awesome friend that she is, just called, and when she realized that we're not doing so great, she decided to come over. Yeah, so now she gets the mood, and she's offering some comfort, and she moved in with Theo for a little while just to help her get back on her feet. And she told Theo, go to bed, I will take care of some things. And I ended up just loving this segment, so I don't really want to talk too much during it because I find it super relaxing to watch and listen to people clean.
Babazuki! Ugh! Ugh. Baba Nuga Uga Duck. Ugh!
So at this point, it's getting really late, and she had to go just check on Theo a little bit, who had another little breakdown, just crying. And so now I'm just gonna have her do some last things. Nadine is also sick because everybody is sick when you have Vector. I do realize that there are settings, but I've tried with the settings and it didn't really super work. So I'm gonna have to look into that later when I want to. And then I was gonna have her go inside, but then I realized maybe she can help out on the farm a little bit and just milk the cows and harvest some eggs and feed the chickens. So I had her do that as well, because that really helps out too. This is definitely a low point. I don't think Theo has ever been as low as she is now. But she will learn that rock bottom is sometimes necessary in life to teach us valuable lessons. Oh, by the way, about that exotic egg, Theo gets them pretty frequently, but the last time she got one, I was gonna try and consign it, because I don't know if you can consign it or not. Also, I think that I'm wondering if there is a mod that actually allows you to consign things that you can't consign in just Sims Vanilla. I have to check that out. But I left it in her inventory for too long and it went bad, which really, really sucks. So the minute I saw Nadine getting one, I just had to sell it. And here, I was trying to have these girls have a lovely emotional moment where they're just sitting eating cake at 2:30 a.m. just talking about everything, and nobody wanted to sit. The minute one sat down, the other one got up. So eventually I gave up. Because, I have a life to live. And after many, many hours of cleaning up, Nadine finally got to go to sleep. I had Theo go to sleep, and I was gonna just speed through the night, but they kept waking up every few hours because of either crying or sneezing or coughing or whatever. So it was a very, very stressful night. But I finally got through it, and here they're just having some breakfast, and I was planning on them to maybe do some face masks and just relaxing, maybe go to the movies, have a calm and like grounding day after everything that has been going on. It would be good for Theo to get out of the house a little bit as well. But then her water broke. So, as you can see on my cursor, I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, the baby's coming. And I'm so excited, right? Because I have picked out names and everything. And the girl name is, I love it so much. Okay, so the boy name is Caspian, if it's a boy, and if it's a girl, it's Cassandra. And I was just picturing, this piratey girl, kind of like a female version of Jack Sparrow, just living on a ship and having her chamber in this boat or on this ship where she has all the rare fish that she's caught and her treasures and all those things. So and just I was picturing all of this, and the name Cassandra just came to me. And so this is a super exciting moment for me. And also, obviously, we're going to figure out who the father is. And we wait. And it's a boy. And I was so disappointed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and this happened. Caspian, my newborn baby, was, if he's not fed soon, he was so hungry. I've never had that happen before, but it might be because of a mod that I have, that is realistic birth, but I couldn't really get that mod to, like, not the mod, but I couldn't get that to fit in right here. I mean, it would make more sense for them to go to the hospital. So we're gonna find out who the father of Caspian is. We're gonna have a reveal. And the father is George. So technically, Theo could have gotten away with the little affair that she had. I had to change Caspian's complexion after the revelation. You get why, right? So yeah, if she hadn't confessed, everything would be fine now. But of course, not in her heart. So I cheated their needs a little bit because I'm over it, And Nadine is like, okay, I clean the house and baby boy is out. Let's go to Don Lothario's house and take care of some business. I just had to reset him first. So we're going, the whole crew, we're going to Don Lothario's to set things straight a little bit. So Nadine told Theo, you have to go inside. Oh, yes, and Don actually, I think he got really scared when Nadine came to because he peed his pants. So that was obviously good because we need him humiliated, And he's freaking out for some reason. I think he's scared. He's scared of us. We're coming in and Theo is just going to tell him this little thing is so over and it's never happening again and it was a huge mistake and we are just going to be friends. Just because that's the only interaction you can't really break up. You can just say, I just want to be friends. And then he's starting to boast and things and I'm like, no, this is not the mood. because we're actually not going to be friends. We're going to be enemies. So I decided to mock his appearance. You look like a fool after you peed your pants type of thing. Because, you know. And I'm not saying that this necessarily is the right way to go about it. But in The Sims, you have to. I mean, it's just too good. And then Nadine comes in and she's like, your baby's hungry. Let me take it from here. And so she's going to just start with scaring him because why not? And then she's like, oh, are you humiliated? Let me just punch that right out of you. And then he tried to argue with her, but we don't have the time to argue because we are moving on with our life. So they're back home and Don Lothario has been taken care of, which that sounds a little bit worse than it actually is. And yes, here I'm just trying to place the milk somewhere because the Sims are notorious for drinking the milk if it's in their inventory. But I'm gonna have Nadine now order a pizza and invite George over because she's not only trying to get Theo back on her feet, she's trying to fix this whole situation. She's like, life is too short. She's Russian, have a vodka and just sort things out. She's our badass Russian friend who is just wanting to fix things. Oh, and she has to mop up Theo's water from when her water broke. Our pizza arrived. This was actually like the third time I tried to invite him over and he just didn't come, so I decided to invite the whole household, but he's still keeping the kids away from us, so that's why we have to talk over some pizza. The pizza looks very good, by the way. And there he is. Okay, and since Nadine invited him over, they automatically started a group, and so I just had her call group to meal, and then I'm gonna have Theo come down and grab a slice as well. Just trying to get them to chat. Again with the rooting issue and the tapping foot. I mean, when you look at that pizza and the Sims just grabbing slices, don't you want a slice? I want it so bad. It's like I can taste the cheese. And here I was hopeful that George and Theo were talking, but then she got the negative relationship thing over her head, so I was realizing at this point that this is gonna be a challenge. We're not gonna fix this in just one evening with a pizza. And so Nadine was so tired that she went to bed. So now is the perfect time to try and get these two to talk. So I decided to have Theo try and console him, and like it said calm down, but basically I wanted her to apologize. And that backfired. It did not have the effect that I had hoped for. The chatting did though, so I'm glad I started with that. And then George just freaks out super loudly twice in a row. Oh, I'm seeing now, stand back, I'm feeling nauseous. This is where she got her nauseous moodlet. So I decided to ask him to behave, and that's when she actually apologized, which, as you can see on the relationship meter, that was good. So I was really trying to figure out what can I do to, what is like the neutral thing to say, but I landed on worrying about relationship was actually pretty fitting in this scenario. And since they have the baby bottle in their speaking bubbles, I'm thinking that Theo is gently just trying to tell him that the child is yours. It's not Don Lothario's child, you know. So, but I don't know. I don't know what George is thinking about this situation with the child. I just know that he's very, very displeased. Yes, and then he started with the mean high five, which is so. That's just low, you know? How childish. And then I thought he left, and so I thought, well, that didn't work at all. But he actually didn't. He just like exited the group and then he came back in. And so I saw that Theo was autonomously going to cheer him up again. I was like, no, that's going to ruin everything. But then she sneezed. So thank you, Vector. That is the one and only time I will be grateful for your interference. And I thought she could try and enthuse about exercise because I think he's athletic. And at least he worked out. And yeah, I do think he's athletic. So oh yeah, and I tried to console again and he's just not having it. He pushed her away even. So I realized that just chatting and talking about things, that is what works. And I decided to talk about the rain, but then I thought I could actually pretend that they're talking just about rain, their sun rain. And then she's apologizing again. And he's like, sure, it's okay, it's fine. And my goal here, yeah, and then he started with the mean high fives again. And I was so I was actually pissed off at this point because I'm trying to mend things. And this man is just like being so condescending, trying to humiliate us. I don't appreciate that. So anyways, my goal was to get the relationship from almost completely red to just half red. You know, like half full. Look at the glass half full. That's what I was thinking at this point. But I didn't know if I was going to actually be able to do it. So I just kept on trying to chat, and actually sharing a secret with him worked. And then again with the mean high five. Do you know, this is very discouraging because we're making a little progress and then you stink, right? Right? This man. We're making progress and then he just keeps setting us back with his mean high fives and his mean words. And then again, he's pushing her away. Like, what do you want, George? And she apologized again, and their relationship is actually pretty much halfway up now from the red thing. So I decided to ask him to leave when everything's still good. Play it safe, stop it on a good note. And I was gonna have her just go to bed, and then the sink broke. Everything in this house keeps on breaking, and I'm gonna have to take action when it comes to that. So we were gonna have a calm evening with our new baby boy and just rock him and take it slow, put him in his crib and then go to bed and kind of enjoy our pretty successful day, I would say. But then her phone rang, and of course I'm thinking that it's George, and it might be, but we won't know because I'm ending the episode here. So if you've watched all the way here, thank you so, so much, and hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, you're welcome to drop a like. And if you enjoy my content, you're very welcome to subscribe. Would love to have you. And take very good care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.